What is your American dream?
My American dream is one day opening my Fifth Avenue crafts couture shop, classy men and women style. The first African-inspired clothes and accessories on Fifth Avenue. Right in front of Trump Tower.
Successful and free, you know? Yeah, it's all about being successful.
My American dream is to be one of the best known chef there is. Yeah, that's where I want to be now. I want to be known.
And to be the best I can be.
My dream is to be with my family and be able to take care of my family the best way I possibly can. I've had 2 more children since I've come here, and being in the United States has its benefits for my children.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. I gotta fix that. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brad Bernstein. It is Monday, September 21st. I am now unmuted, and now everybody can hear me. And I am joined, as always, by Yonathan, Yo-Yo Elias, and Vanessa, Ness-quick Contreras. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend? And see you for like 4 or 5 days.
I know, right? My weekend was great. You know, I'm loving the fall weather. I'm all about fall.
Oh, yeah.
So this is just beautiful. I absolutely love it.
Now, I didn't, and Vanessa, it's a little chilly out. You like the warmth.
I do like the warmth, but this breeze, it's like brisky, like just right. My birthday's in October, so I get excited for fall. See, and the studio misses us. That's where we should be.
But are you too cold? Was it cold this weekend to eat outside? Were you a bit chilly if you went out? Did you go out?
I ate out. I ate out for brunch on Sunday, and it was fine because if the sun is hitting you and you have that breeze, it's like a good combination. It's not too cold where like it's super brisk out. So it was perfect. I enjoyed it.
You know who did not?
Baby boy is glowing.
Yeah, you know who did not have an opportunity? Do you know who did not have an opportunity to eat lunch or dinner outside this weekend? Julian the TriCaster guy. No, I did. Of course, I did. Julian the TriCaster guy. He was in the studio all weekend long, tinkering, toying, wiring, unwiring, and I have one question for Julian the TriCaster guy. Is everything fixed? He says it is.
Yeah.
He says it is. It's all.
Feel it.
You feel it.
Got the fuzzy Monday vibe.
You feel it.
It's a fuzzy show. I'm feeling it.
You feel it. Now,
I think that's why we all look so refreshed.
Now, just to be.
I don't know. Everyone's like really refreshed today. It's like messing me up. Like Brad's little solo shot. His skin was glowing. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, did you guys get a haircut? Did you guys get facials? We were off Thursday, Friday. I'm like, what is happening?
I did not get a haircut. I do need a haircut, but what I did do was get a manicure. I got a manicure. I did that.
Tell me.
I did that because I woke up in the middle of the night and I scratched my whole face. I'm like, Uncle Brad needs a manicure. Let's go say hello to the squad, though. We got to say hello to the squad. A lot of people saying hello here. Carol Anderson, the Tiger, how are you? Elizabeth Francis, squad up. Maduk, squad up. Asila Inats, squad up. Tamika Nelson, I see you popping in. And who else we got there? Joan Grant, squad up. Elizabeth Francis, how are you? Tracy Haynes and Ronald Taylor. Jenny Lewis watching. Sasha Ford, squad up to Yo-Yo. Jessica Leamy popping in. Dawn Harriet, squad up. And Paulette Bryce Cameron saying squad up to the whole family. We see you watching, Clifford Gordon. Ramona Jones, we see you watching too. And Abaddon Jamo says, squad up, everybody. Happy viewing and welcome to the best all-round immigration law enlightenment information center. Let's see what's happening on YouTube. I see Alyssa Enotz. She is joining early and double fisting early. Jalove, squad up. How are you? Jeanette Guard, squad up. K, God bless. Suskul and Taya Rita saying hello. And Ola Sugan Adakunle saying hello. I think I'm getting the names better and better every day, guys.
I think so as
sound
well.
better and better.
Because Julian, the TriCaster guy, fixed everything. I got a manicure. Yo-Yo sat in the sun. It's Vanessa's birthday coming up. The world is like, aligning, right?
We're aligned.
It's aligning. Hopefully it continues. All right, why don't you guys tell everybody what they... Yes, why don't you tell everybody what they need to do while I get ready for some schmoozing.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Now, everybody on all social media platforms, I'm going to need you guys all to join the Brad Squad on Facebook. As you can see right under there, all you have to do is go to search in Facebook, put Brad Squad, the VIP. You can become a VIP member, and with that, you will get different incentives. We'll put different games up there. We're going to play games with some of the VIP members. We're going to give you guys some info that we might not be putting on other social media platforms because we have to treat you guys like VIP members. But most importantly, you guys get to put in your questions anytime throughout the day, all right? So do that, and the first 5 that we get, we will put in before any social media questions that we ask. Now, sharing is caring. Everybody on Facebook, I need you guys to share. All you have to do is click that little arrow that says share, and you can share it to anyone's page. You can share it in an inbox, which is more personable. They will like that, you know what I mean? If you share it as an inbox, you can copy the link, send it in a text message blast. That's one of the best ways to do it, especially if you guys don't have too many Facebook friends. I know you have people in your text, in your phone, all right? You guys have contacts to send the show to, so all you have to do is copy the link and send it to them. Now, also, please, interaction is key, so we love to hear anything that you want to talk about. We want to hear what you feel about fall. Do you guys like fall? Is fall happening where you're at? Because my mom just hit me up and was like, it's hot in California. I'm feeling fall over here, so I want to know what you guys are feeling. If you enjoy it, autumn is here. So interact, at us, talk to us, show us the emojis, like, love, smiley face, wow face, mad face, whatever you're feeling. All right, now, Ness-quick, let us know what we're going to do on YouTube.
On YouTube, Squad, we should already be subscribed to the channel, and make sure that you turn on that notification bell so that you know when Brad's show is live, Monday through Friday. And of course, we want to hear from you guys in the comments. Make sure that you put your questions in now. We have the squad in the back getting the questions together for social media check-in. And of course, our speed round at the end of the show. You want to make sure that you show us the same love that Brad shows all of you guys. So let's see those thumbs up, Squad. When you give us a thumbs up, that lets YouTube know that there's great things happening here on this channel. And it helps us build our engagement and spread the word so that we can get more people to join us here on YouTube. So that is what you guys can do to give back to us for all the knowledge and all the value that Brad has to offer and gives us every day for free. So I want to see from you guys that thumbs up. I see 26 thumbs up right now, and there's more than that viewing. So let's get those views matching those thumbs up. And right next to that, you'll find the share arrow. So go ahead and spread the word. Let everyone know that Brad's show is live right now. You can press that little share arrow where you can copy the link, send it in a text message, send it in a WhatsApp group, send it in a group that you have on Facebook or Twitter or everywhere, you guys. That's what we need from you guys as our squad to help us make the squad even larger and get the word out to so many people. So many people don't even know that the Brad Show even exists. So be that connector. Let them know all the value that we're providing. And of course, friends, we're on Instagram at Brad Show Live. So follow us there as well. If you can't catch a full show, or if maybe a friend can't catch a full show, you want to share our Instagram page, because that's where you'll find the best snippets of our show. Every now and again, we do giveaways, but you must be following us on Instagram to get a glimpse of that. You can also share your questions via direct message on Instagram. Our team is all over our platforms trying to get all these questions together for you guys. But let's get started on this Monday with some schmoozing.
All right, well, today marks the start of Climate Week 2020 in New York, which is expected to be the biggest climate summit taking place this year. It takes place alongside the UN General Assembly, brings together international leaders from business, government, and civil society to showcase global climate action. Now, according to a new global poll by Global Scan, there's growing concern among many citizens, including the three of us here at Brad Show Live, me, Yo-Yo, and Vanessa, as well as the entire crew behind us, about climate change, right? I mean, I'm concerned about it. Anyone who says it's not happening doesn't have their eyes open, right?
Or is doing their research.
Absolutely.
Because
Right.
Antarctica should not be the size that it is right now. But that's another
Now,
episode.
big majorities in poor countries strongly agreed with tackling climate change to the same vigor as tackling COVID-19. And the reason is, you know, climate change, I've said this before, by the way, it's going to be one of the biggest drivers of immigration. As people live, especially in poorer countries, and the climate and the environment changes, they're going to be forced to move. They're not going to have the resources to, you know, farm differently, to build differently. They're going to move. It's going to cause mass migration. However, the rich nations, they don't get it yet. And they are not supporting climate change as much as the poor nations. And rich nations like the United States of America instead just builds walls. Walls don't keep people out forever. Now, this poll provides evidence that people the world over remain very concerned about climate change despite the pandemic and subsequent economic impact. In the United States, according to poll numbers in the United States, the number of people who perceive the issue as serious or very serious has increased to over 60% in 2014 to 81% in June of this year. That means 4 out of 5 people surveyed say climate change is real, even when Donald Trump says it's not. Now, last year, teenager and Swedish environmental activist Greta Thunberg spoke at the global climate strike in New York City on September 20th, which was 366 days ago. And we were there, and let's just watch a clip quickly.
This is an emergency. Our house is on fire. Why should we study for a future that is being taken away from us? We deserve a safe future.
So meanwhile, and California's still on fire.
Scary.
Yes. And you know what? I mean, you know, my niece, I never heard this, you know, one of the fires got started from a baby reveal party. When I had my children, Zachary and Gabby, there was no baby reveal parties. It's like a new, when did this baby reveal thing happen?
Gender reveals.
Yeah, gender reveal.
Gender
It's like
reveals.
baby reveal. I don't even know what it's called. You know, it's gender reveal.
Millennial thing.
It's a millennial thing.
Right, it definitely is. There also wasn't social media back then as well.
Right.
So, you know, with gender reveals, even when I was growing up, we didn't have gender reveals like this. But now it's the reason why something like this happens is because everybody's trying to one up the gender reveals. You know what I mean? So it's like you get like, you know, everybody wants to be viral. Everybody wants to go viral. So, you know,
the guy out west, he outdid everybody. He set the entire country on fire with his gender reveal because he did the pyrotechnics, which set off the original fire, which is now why California, Portland, and Washington are on fire. Crazy. Now, my niece had a gender reveal this weekend. Luckily, there was no fire involved whatsoever.
The little color.
She baked a cake and then cut the cake, and it was either pink or blue. I mean, that seems very normal.
No one's getting hurt.
Right. No one's getting hurt. She didn't, we were out in Long Island, and I made a joke. I said, are you going to be setting all of Long Island on fire? There's millions of people who live here. Please be careful how you're going to be revealing the gender of this child. And she just brought out a cake. So unless she burnt the cake, nothing was going up in flames.
Your niece ain't going viral for that. We've
No.
seen that so many times.
The cake
that's
we've
the reason
seen.
why everybody.
Well, that's what she.
what was
You're very low
Brad,
key.
what your girl?
What girl?
I want to know. Is
It was
girl?
a pink cake. It was a
Congratulations.
pink cake. It was a pink cake. Thank
It was
you.
a pink cake.
Yes.
I want to know what do you think you would do if you wanted to do a gender reveal, like a wild one? What idea would you have?
What would I do? I would be jumping out of a plane, and like they have like the smoke.
That would be
like they have like the smoke follow you, and and it would either be pink smoke or blue smoke, and everybody will be on the beach looking up, going, "Is that pink or blue? I can't tell. Or is that guy on fire?" But that's a good one, right? Off the top of my head.
Your parachute could be the color of the
or the parachute would be, right.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Now
you go viral for that.
Yes, especially when expecting father breaks both legs, landing with pink parachute and baby reveal, gone wrong. That's probably what would happen to me. Like, Uncle Brad, what happened to you? Meanwhile, have you thought about it? You're not pregnant, obviously, Vanessa, but you would do a baby reveal party.
I'm a girl, of course.
Right? Have you thought about what your baby? Do you think about what your baby reveal party would be?
Yeah. I mean, now that we're in these COVID times, it's just like funny to even think that moving forward, these things will still be a thing. But I don't know if it would be a huge event, but I am about just like the color powder kind of thing, or we'd come up with something cool. I don't know. I'd get creative.
Now,
I don't know about jumping out of planes.
Now, if people are jumping out of planes with pink and blue parachutes, you heard it here first.
There you go.
Meanwhile, over the weekend, did you see RBG, the notorious RBG, passed away at age 87. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was the first Jewish woman on the United States Supreme Court. She died Friday night as millions of American Jews were getting ready to celebrate the New Year. Which is interesting about the New Year and Rosh Hashanah is you get subscribed in the book of life by God. And God apparently is walking around with a book and decides who lives and who dies. And she died on the last year before she had to go back to God, I guess, if you went to synagogue and asked to see if you're going to be in the book of life, which is a little, little eerie, isn't that? Now, she was known, to die right on the eve of Rosh Hashanah when you go back and ask, am I going to live or die? Now, she was known as the nation's preeminent litigator, for those who don't know, on women's rights. The number one attorney for women's rights, most people believe, the preeminent litigator for women's rights in the United States of America. She was also more recently, she was nominated by Bill Clinton and more recently led the liberal bloc on the Supreme Court. She had a movie made of her, both a documentary and a major motion picture recently. Her most famous dissent on the Supreme Court after she criticized Justice John Roberts' 5-4 ruling that struck down a key section of the Voting Rights Act in 2013, which freed many southern states from having to clear voting changes with the federal government. Ginsburg wrote, and why was that important was because all of these rules went into effect after the Voting Rights Act in the 1960s, because southern states were putting a lot of roadblocks into preventing blacks and poor people from voting. And that was a leftover, I guess, garbage. What would be garbage? Refuse from the slavery days and the Jim Crow days. So the Voting Rights Act protected black voters, minority voters, poor voters, and as part of that, the states had to go to the federal government to get okay if they ever changed any of the voting rules. Now, in the 2013 case that struck down the Voting Rights Act, Justice Ginsburg wrote in her famous dissent, Throwing out pre-clearance when it has worked and is continuing to work to stop discriminatory changes is like throwing away your umbrella in a rainstorm because you're not getting wet. Now, when asked also, this is another famous quote by Ginsburg, when asked how many women out of 9 spots would be enough on the court, she replied, "My answer is when there are 9. Now, she was the loving wife of late husband Martin. She is the 24th longest serving Supreme Court justice. The longest was William Douglas, who served for 36 years and 7 months. And Ginsburg will lie in repose at the Supreme Court on Wednesday and Thursday of this week, the court announced. So, did you ever see those movies?
I didn't. I actually want to see it now. I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because she
was so stunning when she was younger. I really enjoyed those images of her.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
Younger.
She was a very pretty woman, younger. And think about, she was 80 something years old. So she as a woman, probably, I don't know the exact date she went to law school, but they had to have been in the 1940s or early 50s.
No, yeah, for sure. That's like my grandfather's age, and he was born like 1933 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So figure, 1950s. Yeah. Like all that this woman had seen, all the changes in women's rights, like.
But think about a woman in. She graduated Columbia Law in 1959. Think about a woman in the 1950s, a Jewish woman. At an Ivy League law school. There weren't many. And she graduated number 1 in her class. Now, Donald Trump says he wants to replace her immediately before the election. Never in the history of the United States has there been a Supreme Court nominee that's been approved by the Senate in the 50 days that are left between now and the election. And obviously, he wants to do it to solidify the conservative majority in the Supreme Court. 3 Republicans would have to vote against a nomination for it to fail. Two have already come out and said they will not. Now, there are others, okay? There are others who may not. Alaska's Senator Lisa Murkowski told the Alaska public media before Ginsburg's death she would not vote to confirm a new justice before the election. And the reason is this: if Biden wins, he's obviously going to nominate a liberal judge. And that's not very fair if the Americans vote for a particular president. And as part of that vote for a particular president, what Americans are saying is, I want that president to nominate the next Supreme Court justice. And for Donald Trump to say, I'm going to jam down a nomination before the election is basically taking the will of the people away. Last time this happened was in 2016. Barack Obama had nominated Merrick Garland to the Supreme Court. He was a liberal. This was about 9 months before the election. And the same head of the Senate, Mitch McConnell, said it's too late for Obama to nominate anybody. Let the American people decide. Yet, in this particular instance, 50 days before, they don't remember any of this. They say it's different. Now, many suspect that Utah Senator Mitt Romney, the only Republican to vote in favor of Trump's impeachment, would likely deny giving the president another chance to appoint a Supreme Court justice. Maine Senator Susan Collins, also a Republican, said she opposed the Senate vote. Now, a lot of them are going to oppose the vote if they're in moderate states. So if you're a moderate Republican running for election and you go to vote for an extraordinarily conservative Supreme Court justice, you may have just cost yourself the election in your particular state for your Senate run. So a lot of these are moderate Republicans who are up for election. Now, there are certain senators like Lindsey Graham. He made a vow back in 2016. He said in 2016 that he will not vote for anybody 1 year before an election. But now he's backtracking. Senator ChuckGrassley told Fox News in 2018 he would not support a Supreme Court nomination vote in 2020 following the commitment he made in 2016, adding that's a decision I made a long time ago. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Meanwhile, are you scared, by the way, to walk around New York City? Is it scary to you?
No.
No? What about you?
I haven't walked around in the city in months, actually.
Have you heard anybody who's scared to walk around New York City?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Have you heard that? Have you heard, that, New York it's like complete chaos and anarchy here. New York wants to overthrow the U.S. government. People in New York want to overthrow the United States government. Have you heard any of that stuff?
I haven't gotten that kind of response.
I never heard that.
More of like the city's still a little weary, even though, things are kind of opening back. But I have plenty of friends that like work retail, and they're like, hey, Fifth Ave is not what Fifth Ave used to be, but
okay. So, according to Donald Trump, it's a little, according to Donald Trump and Porky, at the Justice Department, they have labeled New York City, Seattle, and Portland as anarchist jurisdictions. Basically saying that it's pure anarchy here in New York. It is mass. You know what anarchy means? They don't want a government. There is no functioning government. And in essence, want to almost overthrow the U.S. government. That's what basically it means. So they said as a result of that, they are going to not give any federal funds to these three cities. For New York City, that's $7 billion. Barr said in a statement today, we cannot allow federal tax dollars to be wasted when the safety of the citizenry hangs in the balance. What about the safety of the people in New York City? The list of cities eligible for defunding will be updated on a bi-weekly basis depending on basically protests. Now, it's not yet clear which exact funds are going to be cut, but the federal government does give $7 billion annually to New York City. I don't expect New York City to lose that money so quickly. There will be massive, massive lawsuits before there are massive, massive federal defunding of New York City. Did you hear that?
That's interesting. No, I hadn't heard any of it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, did you see the Emmys last night?
I did.
You watched? Yeah. Yes.
I got a little glimpse.
You did get a glimpse. Yeah, it was unfortunate that they didn't bring the Emmy to Bradshaw Live. Maybe next year, guys, we'll be a little luckier and get nominated.
Right.
We were not nominated in anything, but you never know next year. Best co-host to a live immigration show. They need that category, right?
They do.
I mean, nobody. I mean, if they had the category best co-host to a live immigration show, you guys would be the winners, but hands down.
Right. Best show bringing value and knowledge.
Yes.
To these platforms. That's us.
Now the big winners.
The real work.
The big winners though were Watchmen and Schitt's Creek, and to me the funniest part was every time somebody said Schitt's Creek, they had to put the words up on the screen to make sure that nobody was saying S-H-I-T-S. And it was saying, S-C-H-I-T-T-S. I've never watched either.
Great show.
I've never watched, although I think it was Jilly told me to watch Schitt's Creek a while ago, and I never did.
Schitt's Creek is hilarious.
If you watched
Super
it?
Funny. And I'm happy for them. I think they made history by sweeping in the comedy series as well. But I heard it was their last season as well, so I think they deserve it.
Well, I'm sure that now that they swept, that there will be a clamoring and lots of money thrown at them to come back for season 7. Watch.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. That's a fair prediction.
Listen, I'm gonna say, I gotta say, because my black sisters was representing. My black brother, Tyler Perry, Regina King, and Zendaya.
Yeah, Regina King.
Zendaya beat out Jennifer Aniston. Regina King won for Best Actress in a Limited Series. And Tyler Perry accepted the Governor's Award for his achievements in television and his commitment to offering opportunities to marginalized communities through the Perry Foundation programs.
His speech was awesome.
Yeah. By the way,
really
Yahya Abdul Mateen. Did you see?
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
he won as outstanding supporting actor in a limited series in Watchmen, and he devoted his win to the black women in his life.
Yes. And Zendaya made history as well as being
what
the
was
youngest.
her history? Oh, she was the youngest?
I was just gonna say.
Youngest ever or youngest black woman?
No, youngest ever to
youngest
win
ever.
That,
wow. Youngest person ever. Wow.
I think it's for lead actress in the drama series, I believe.
How old is she?
But I know for that.
How old is she?
I don't know, in her early
24 years old. It's right here in my card. All I got to do is keep reading. That's what they teach you in law school. If you don't know the answer, don't ask the professor. Keep reading. And all of a sudden I look down, and there it is. She's 24 years old.
Right there.
Winner Best Lead Actress in a Drama at just 24 for Euphoria. All right. You know what time it is. It's Fuzzy Monday. All your favorite animal stories that you've missed. All together right here on Bradshaw Live on Fuzzy Monday.
We're just getting better and better.
Yes. Now, a Malaysian man, he went bananas, this Malaysian man. He went bananas after discovering that his lost phone contained selfies and footage apparently shot by a monkey. He uploaded the wild video to Twitter where it amassed more than 309,000 views. The phone's owner captioned the clip, "Something you might see once in a century." The Twitter pics show the primate staring down at the device while surrounded by jungle foliage in a shot that looks uncannily like a selfie. So this monkey apparently stole the guy's phone and started taking selfies.
Hilarious.
Is that hilarious?
That's hysterical.
The BBC reported that. The BBC reported.
He's giving like model face too.
Yes, yeah,
he's giving like lookaways.
How did he know to do this? The BBC
The
report.
social dilemma.
Yeah, the BBC reported that the monkey business allegedly occurred Saturday after the 20-year-old computer science student woke up at 11 a.m. to discover that the monkey swiped his phone. Now, upon dialing the device, he heard it ringing nearby and discovered the dirty phone on some leaves underneath a tree. His uncle reportedly joked that the phone might contain evidence of the thief before they discovered the phone was full of photos of monkey photos.
That's crazy.
Is that crazy? That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
Monkeys are like,
they're smart monkeys.
They're so smart.
Yeah, and they're all these monkeys. You know, I was down in Costa Rica. There's a lot of monkeys in Costa Rica. They swipe everything. Those little monkeys. They're like tiny little thieves. Like you leave anything around, they grab it and run. And they're tiny. They go push it back, and before you know it, they're done. And I remember even the people in the hotel in Costa Rica said, "Don't leave anything around. The monkeys are going to take them."
Wow.
Yeah, they steal everything, those monkeys. Meanwhile, a young goat named Shawarma, the goat, has left the internet weepy after a human family from the Philippines helped the kid reunite with its herd in the countryside. A video depicting Shawarma's reunion was initially posted on Reddit and earned some 120,000 upvotes of approval. The rescuer, Ken Arceo, later created a compilation of their 24 hours with Shawarma before he was returned to his mother. After being shared on Twitter by viral video purveyor and former NBA player Rex Chapman, the touching story was helped to another big boost of 2.4 million views. Meet Shawarma, a lost kid we found trapped in a pit and reunited with his herd after 24 hours. Knowing the defenseless creature may be in danger if left on its own, Arceo and his family brought the kid home to keep warm and attempt feeding it. Now, he wrote, I've Googled that they are sensitive to cold. Best I can give was booty heat. I've also learned that they are social creatures, so sleeping right before him on the sofa solved the intense crying. Said one follower on Twitter, if it wasn't for animal videos, I don't know how I would have stayed sane these past 4 years. Meanwhile, maybe Donald Trump is on to something. Maybe New York is, in fact, it's anarchy here. There is a video going around in New York City of a woman riding the subway with her pet duck. The video of a duck parading around the subway platform on a leash, shared by Instagram account at Subway Creatures, it attracted 840,000 viewers. The duck is named Forky. The Post reports, the new pet of Brooklynite Zeta Pugh. Last month, Pugh, an aspiring actress and animal lover, took part in a video shoot organized by a friend for the skit. The friend bought a $65 duck from the New Jersey farm. After the shoot wrapped, the 5-year-old fowl was about to be released, but Pugh decided to adopt him. Pugh paid the friend back for half of the purchase. At first, she was like, wow, this is going to be a lot of work, this duck. But I thought the duck was so beautiful. He's already one of the family, Pugh said, hanging out in the den where he sleeps in a cage and joins the family for meals. I would not want to be in that apartment building, Vanessa.
Hell no.
Hey, here's some duck quacking all night. What kinds of
adopting a duck?
What building allowed a duck in here?
You know what it smells like in there? Oh.
Doesn't a duck need to swim somewhere?
I'm not doing it.
Isn't that? I mean, you would have to like make a bathtub of water for that duck all day long. No.
I feel like you will.
Yeah. All right, and finally, a turtle known for big, goofy, permanent smile. The Burmese roof turtle has been brought back from extinction. Excuse me. Just 20 years ago, the species was presumed extinct. But after rediscovering a handful of surviving animals, scientists have grown the population to nearly 1,000 in captivity. Turtles and tortoises face one of the highest extinctions. We have a picture. Is this a cute turtle? Do we think this is a cute turtle? Yeah, it's cute.
That's a cute turtle.
Cute turtle.
Yeah.
It's a Burmese turtle, once basked in the hundreds at the mouth of the Arati River, south of Yangon, in Myanmar's largest city, but since has kind of disappeared. But they have now brought back 1,000 Burmese roof turtles. It was a cute turtle.
Nice.
That's the only pet I ever really had in my life was a turtle.
Really?
The only pet I had.
I never asked you, Vanessa, what is your favorite animal?
I love horses.
Really?
Yeah.
What about a mini horse?
And dogs.
What about a mini horse? You want like a big horse or like one of those tiny little horses that look like a dog?
Oh no, I have like horses in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah?
I grew up my sisters are professional equestrians.
You ride too?
So.
You ride too?
Yeah, I ride.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Look at this.
I ride horses.
You ride horses too?
Yeah, I love riding horses. Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to be a camp counselor.
Let me hear you yell, "Giddy up!" Giddy up!
I say yeah.
Giddy up! Come on!
Say yeah. Say yeah.
Yeah, you don't say giddy up.
And kick your legs.
Don't.
Your heels.
Right, the heels.
Today.
You don't hit the horse to move him. You have to.
I can gallop and everything.
Right, you have to hit the horse to make him move. Come on. No, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. Especially those Dominican horses. It's hot.
They don't move, right?
Oh yeah.
They're on siesta, the Dominican horses.
Hey, you should ask Brad Squad. Ask Brad Squad what their favorite animal is.
I don't know. Who do you think Carol? Let me ask you a question. Who do you think Carol Anderson the tiger's favorite animal is?
Penguin.
Penguins. By the way, Sasha Ford, she loves turtles. Sasha Ford loves turtles. And of course, Carol Anderson the tiger. I wonder, we never asked Carol what she thought of Tiger King.
Oh yeah.
Carol, what did you think of Tiger King and Baskin and that other crazy guy? And there was like 3 tiger people in that. There was Carol Baskin.
There's a Carol. Carol.
There was that. Oh yeah, that's a different Carol, by the way, than our Carol. Not the same Carol.
Named Joe. There's Joe the lion, the Tiger King.
Joe the Tiger King, right? And then there was the guy who was riding the elephant.
Right.
Forgot his name.
His name.
Yeah, all crazy people. All right.
Joe and Carol.
Meanwhile, by the way, she loves them all. Carol Anderson, the tiger, loves all of the tiger people.
I love them all. Yep.
She loves all the tiger people. There you have it.
Cool.
Got some cats in here. Got some cat lovers.
All right. Why don't you tell everybody what they need to do? I'm going to start answering some immigration questions.
All right, everybody on Facebook, you already know what time it is. It's time to start your watch parties. All you have to do is click on share. It will say more options and start your watch party. Super simple, but it means a lot to us if you guys do this because it sends a little ding notification to every single one of your friends on your friends list. So again, all you have to do is share. More options comes up. Then it says watch party. It takes the video from our page to your page, and you are the host. So make sure you talk to them. Just like how we talk to you guys in the comment section, talk to your friends also. Tell them if they have any questions to come back to the main page. So make sure you introduce them to the Brad Squad. Let them know to come to the main page and also put in their questions right away, because we're going to be doing social media check-in after this segment. All right, so again, watch party. And also, of course, we want you guys to please share. Sharing is caring. We always say this. All you have to do is click share and share it to anyone's page, share it in an inbox, you can share it in a group, maybe some kind of immigration group, a cultural group, any group that you think they might have members in there that might need some help. Make sure you guys share it to them. Also copy the link and send it in the text message blast. Now, Ness-quick, what are we going to do on YouTube?
On YouTube, friends, oh, almost there. There you go. On YouTube, friends, you should already be subscribed to the Brad Show channel, and make sure that you turn on the notification bell so that you know when Brad Show is live Monday through Friday. Right next to that, you'll catch a thumbs up. If that thumbs up is gray right now, click that right this second and turn it blue. That helps YouTube know that there's great things happening here and that you're loving this content. So that helps our community grow. That helps get the word out there. Let's keep growing the Brad Squad. You guys already know all the knowledge and value that Brad has to provide to you guys for free. So let's spread the word by sharing. So right next to that thumbs up, after you do that, let's share this live stream right now. Let people know that Brad is about to answer immigration questions. And you never know when someone out there has an immigration question that's gone unanswered because they just simply do not have the resource. So connect them to this great source. Let them know that Brad is going to answer immigration questions for free, and you never know whose question you may be answering. We're also, guys, of course, on Instagram at Brad Show Live. So make sure that you follow us there and check out the best snippets of our show. Every now and again, we are always hosting a contest. So check that out, and make sure that you send us any direct messages with your questions for social media check-in. Our team in the back is looking out for all of that. But without further ado, let's get right into it. What you guys have been waiting for, getting answers.
By the way, guys, we also have dog lovers. Sasha Ford loves dogs. Elsa Leslie, she loves elephants and lions. And Taya Rita, she loves parrots. We have lots of animal lovers as part of the squad. Let's go to Abdul in Brooklyn. Abdul, how are you?
Good. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have a quick question. My first question is for my uncle. He went for a citizenship interview on March 2017, but he still haven't heard from them.
Okay.
And, the question is, what should we do? What can we expect from it?
What happened at the interview?
He passed the test and everything went. That's right.
Okay, you just had a conversation off the air, but we're live, so tell me what the man said.
Oh, yeah, he went to the interview. They said that they give him a letter, tell him that they was going to give him a response, but since that, he haven't heard from
And
them.
he has a green card for 5 years. He's otherwise eligible, correct?
Yeah,
All right.
That's right.
So you have two choices at this point. One choice is wait forever. Who knows how long? I don't know. The other choice is after you have had an interview for 120 days and you have no response, you can do what's called a Denovo review, which is you bring the case into a federal judge's hands, and a federal judge looks at the application brand new and makes a decision. And a federal judge is going to decide in 90, 120 days. So you can just bring the case to a federal judge and get it done in a couple months, or you can gamble and hope immigration will do it in a few months, but it could be a year or longer. Who knows? Those are your choices. So de novo review or wait?
Okay.
What's the second?
The second question is, he's married to his wife, and he was asking, should he file for her now or wait for...
Where's the wife?
filed for.
Where is the wife? Where is the wife?
She's here.
Did she overstay her time?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to wait until he becomes a citizen. So that's even another reason to do a de novo review.
Okay.
All right, hold on one second. Let's go to Okoye in Newark. Okoye.
Hi, Mr. Gray. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. I have a question. Like, I'm supposed to have an interview last week or last 2 weeks, but I didn't attend the interview because I filed for I-360. Then I received a letter, because I didn't go to the interview, I received a letter saying that notice of administrative closure, saying that they're not going to do anything about the I-45 until I-360 is approved or something. I don't know what
Correct.
It's all about.
That means you can't complete an adjustment until your I-360 is approved, and the I-360 is going to take a long time. Once the I-360 is approved, then you can go back and reopen your I-45 and complete it.
Is it going to be a problem for me, like in terms of doing anything, or is it a good thing, or I don't understand it?
Well, are you in removal proceedings right now?
No, because
well,
I also received another letter. That's from my wife.
Did they give you a work permit?
I have a work permit on my marriage, but which is going to expire anytime from this month. So I filed anytime from December, but I filed for renewal.
Well, if your case was administratively closed, they may not allow you to renew your work permit. So I would suggest come in. That sounds like a weird thing that they would do that. I haven't seen them doing that yet. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it doesn't sound like you're going to be able to renew your work permit if they administratively close your case. So hold on one second, all right? Let's go to Ali in Toronto. Ali.
Hey, how are you, Brad?
Good, how are you?
Good. I had a question in regards to F4 category immigrant visa. I had a visa. In the month of May, I went with my family, and they put a stamp on my passport, all of us. And then I moved. I just returned same day. Then within a couple of hours, moved back to Toronto, and I'm living here now. And at the time of the stamping at the border,
what was the stamp that you got in your passport?
In the month of May.
What stamp did they put you in your passport? That you were you were entering the United States with an immigrant visa, a green card,
yes,
or I-551? Did they
put F4, F3 on, for me, F4, my wife F3, and my son is F4 until next year, until they say you can come to until next, you have time until next year.
One second. Did it say I-551 stamp?
No, nothing like that. Just put that stamp on it, and basically, I already have a green card in the mail. I already received my green card too.
All right, so it's some sort of I-551 stamp. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So what I need to know is basically because of COVID-19, I'm still here in Toronto. So what time duration do I have to go back and settle down in the U.S.?
6 months.
6 months?
Yes, but
the officer told me I still have until 1 year.
I know, but after you made your entry, you have to be lawfully residing in the United States of America. He didn't give you proper advice. So if you stay out of the country for more than 6 months, then the presumption is that perhaps you've abandoned your permanent residence. And if you've abandoned your permanent residence, they have a right to question you. And if you've abandoned your permanent residence, they won't let you into America. So, I mean, you have a good excuse for COVID, but the answer is 6 months, not a year.
But in the time when I had an interview with him, the officer told me that you have still 1 year.
All right. So when they stop you at the border, what you can say is, "But the officer told me I have a year," and they're going to say, "Where? How? When?" He orally told it to me. We have no record of that.
Right. Yeah,
you're screwed. I'm telling you what the law is, no matter what this guy told you.
Okay, because that's what I'm taking their words, right? Basically, there's immigration officer, and that's what he said to me. And
yeah, but if they tell you the wrong thing, either negligently or purposefully, and they just orally tell you this, there's no sweat off their back if they screw you over. There's nothing you can say. You can say, well, the officer told me. Too late. Who cares what the officer said? We have no record this officer told you this.
So I have to leave prior to 6 months.
Correct.
Basically.
That's the answer. Correct.
So May 21st, so means before November 21st.
Correct. That is the answer. Correct. And you can fly from Canada.
They should have an entry in their system that I was there entered as an immigrant visa.
Correct.
The immigrant from May 21st.
The answer is 6 months.
Oh, okay. If you go beyond 6 months, then it'll be issue there.
If it goes beyond 6 months, they have a right to say and question whether you've abandoned your residence. I'm not saying they won't let you in. I'm sure there's plenty of people who stayed out 9 months and come in. I'm just saying after 6 months, you're risking it.
So one point is, what if I'm going now because the way the border is closed and everything,
But you can fly. You can fly.
You can fly, right? It won't be an issue there.
Correct.
Okay, they won't stop anything there,
Right.
basically.
It's just cars are stopped, but you can fly from Canada to the U.S.
Oh, okay, appreciate it. Thanks so much for your help there.
My pleasure. Let's go to Prakashs in Fremont, California. Prakashs.
Hey, Brad.
How you doing?
Hope you're doing. I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah. So I have a question. I just moved back to States. I'm a U.S. citizen.
Right.
I came back after 14 years. I want to settle back here. So I have a wife. She's on F1 visa. And how do I establish a domicile and sponsor her for a green card?
You're in the U.S. right now?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's here too?
Yeah, she has a valid F1
How long
visa.
has she been here?
She's been here for 5 years now.
5 years? How long have you been here?
Yeah. I just moved here last month. We got married.
Okay, so you rent a home or you buy a home, you get a job, you get bills paid at your home. Guess what? That's where your domicile is.
So how long does it take to...
You can do it today.
Oh, that's good.
All right, file the adjustment today.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait.
Thank you.
All right, good luck.
No.
All right, let's go to Melissa in Irvington, New Jersey. Melissa.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for taking your time to answer my question.
My pleasure.
I have a pending VAWA case that was approved in 2019, July 2019. And I have a attorney, and I've been asking him, if I should do an inquiry to find out, what's going on, because I didn't get an interview. So in March of 2020, he did an inquiry, and I got an interview for April 15th, but due to COVID, I wasn't able to attend the interview. I didn't get a cancellation notice or anything. What do you suggest I do? Should I just
follow up
wait?
Again? No, follow up again.
Because I asked him, and he said, don't ask them because I don't want them to deny my case.
Nah, that's BS.
So,
he's just lazy. Go follow up.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Let's go to Felix in Brooklyn. Felix. 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 We'll come back to Felix. Let's go to Alex in Atlanta. Alex.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm all right. Good evening.
Good evening. What's going on?
I'm an asylee. I was due to file my green card in 2016, but I haven't done that. So if I do it now, how many categories of green card do they have? 5 years, 10 years for asylee?
You get a permanent for life, and you'll get a 10-year card that you have to renew every 10 years.
You say what now?
You will get a permanent green card for life, but the actual green card will last for 10 years.
Oh,
but you'll
okay.
be a lawful resident for life.
Okay. Another thing again I want to ask is that when I was granted asylum and then I was single. So right now I'm married and have kids. Can I file for them?
Only if you were married prior to getting the asylum. You can apply for your wife. You can apply for your children if they were alive when you got your asylum.
You say what now?
What words don't you understand? You could apply for your wife if you were married to her when you were granted asylum. You can apply for your children if they were alive when you were granted asylum.
Oh, okay. Not after, right?
Not after.
Oh, okay. So
then if it's after, then you got to file visa petitions for each of them after you get your green card.
Is that what? Hello?
I'm the one who probably shouldn't be understanding you because you just said to me, blah.
You are cutting like you're going in and out. That's what I didn't hear what you said.
I said if your children were born after you got your green card, after you got your asylum granted, then you would have to file for them after you got your green card, new I-130s. But hold on one second. Okay. Christian in Boston. Christian.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
How you doing?
All right. Thank you so much for your work. First of all, I've been following you for a really long time.
Okay.
But yeah, my question is that, well, I applied for the special immigrant juvenile status back in 2018, and I just recently got my I-360 approved.
Great.
And they already asked me for my medical exams too. So right now, I don't know. I know the time frames are a little bit all over the place right now. So I'm not really expecting an answer from it. But do you think if my record is totally clean and I don't have anything on my name that is going against it, do you think that I'll eventually be able to get my green card?
If you did everything, if your SIJ is approved and it was filed before you were 21 and your adjustment was filed before you were 21, and you have a clean record, the answer is yes. I think you'll get a green card.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, all right. Thank you so much. And another quick question.
Yes.
So right now, my EAD is expired. It just expired a week ago. And I actually filed for it a month ago. Well, a couple months ago, but I haven't got the receipt yet. Is there anything that I can do to speed up the process?
You can request an expedite based on humanitarian reasons, and if they give it to you, great. If they don't, your work permit extension notice, it makes you valid for work for up to 180 days from the expiration of your old work permit. So let's say your old work permit expired January 1st. I'm making it up. You get 180 days from January 1st with that extension notice to still legally work.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I haven't get that yet.
You don't have an extension notice?
No, not yet. I've been waiting for it for a couple months.
Oh, I would call them up and see what happened then. I would call them up and see what happened to it then. That's
right.
If you filed it and you haven't got an extension in a couple months, I would definitely call them and say, hey, you have it.
Oh, okay.
All right. And
then I'm sorry.
Yeah,
last quick question. I apologize. So for the I-693, how long does it usually take for people in my place? People who already has the I-360 approved and who already sent it in.
It could be 6 months to 24 months.
6 to 24 months?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Let's go to Michael in Fort Lauderdale. Michael.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, it's Michelle. Excuse me, Michelle.
Yes,
how are you?
Michelle. Yes.
Yes. How are you?
I'm well. How you doing,
Good,
Brad?
What's going on?
Oh, Brad, I'm stressed beyond belief.
What?
Okay, so I'm an American citizen, and my husband is from Haiti. We've been doing this process since 2017. We got denied for his green card in 2019.
Why?
Because I guess he couldn't adjust his status.
Where is
because
he?
he came iwi.
Where is he?
He's
here
here
in the
now.
US. Okay.
Yes. I-130 is approved. We went on an interview in October of 2018, and the interviewer told us to file the I-212. So now we're in the I-212 process. They requested for more evidence. We sent in every single document, but the money was refunded. And
All right.
I'm looking on the website.
You're doing this all wrong. How did he come to the United States?
He came iwi.
Okay. Where's his mom and dad?
In Haiti.
Did they ever try to get green cards?
No.
Did he ever try to get a green card other than through marriage to you?
No.
Are you in the military?
No.
Are you former military?
No.
Do you have children in the military?
No.
Okay. So he can't get his green card here. So if he can't get his green card here, he would need to go back to Haiti to pick up his green card. Now, if he goes back,
that was the plan.
Yeah, let me finish. If he goes back to Haiti to pick up his green card and he lived out of status in America for more than a year, he needs to file a provisional waiver. Which is because if he leaves and he's been out of status for more than a year, and you leave without a provisional waiver, he's going to get stuck in Haiti for a decade. Now,
he left on advance parole.
Did he travel back with advance parole?
Yes,
Okay.
and he entered through a port of entry.
Okay. And when was this adjustment denied?
When was his adjustment denied? In 2019, the green card was denied.
Was he in deportation at one point?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why he needs a 212 waiver.
Yes.
All right, so if you did it all wrong again, okay, number one, you need if he was in deportation, you either have to file a waiver with the adjustment. His adjustment was denied because he has an order of deportation or he's in deportation. You also need to reopen that deportation case unless he's an arriving alien. So if he's not an arriving alien, you need to reopen. He was paroled into the United States, but if he was not an arriving alien originally, you need to reopen that deportation case and then do it all before a judge. Now, recently, we got all screwed up now because Donald Trump changed the rules and says advance parole is no longer a legal entry.
Right.
So if advance parole is no longer a legal entry, you're not eligible to adjust based on advance parole going to Haiti and coming back. So it sounds like you've done procedurally everything incorrect. Ultimately, if Trump stays as president for the next 4 years, you're going to have to do a 212 waiver and a provisional waiver, go home and come back. So just by doing a 212 waiver and sending him home, you're going to have a big problem. So you need to do a 212 and the provisional waiver. Had it been done properly in 2019, he'd have a green card because you would have reopened the case before the laws changed with whether advance parole is an entry or not, and you probably could have done it before a judge. As it is, you're just doing everything procedurally wrong. Sounds like you need a lawyer.
Okay. Well, I do have a lawyer, but
then he's doing it wrong. You need a new one then. Hold on one second.
Yeah, it looks like I need a new one.
Hold on.
But Brad, this is what I'm reading here, but I still don't understand why it says the fee was refunded, but it will not affect our case. But they don't have the money. They sent the money back to us.
I don't know either.
But it's saying it won't affect our case. It's still in process. It won't affect the time or the processing of our case.
I don't know why. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe he asked for a fee waiver. I don't know what he did.
I don't know, Brad. It's crazy right now.
All right. Have a consultation.
Okay.
Let's go to Keto in Bronx. Keto.
Hi, Uncle Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. What's going on?
I had a green card as a special immigrant.
Yep.
As a widow. And the green card is for 10 years. I would like to know how long do I have to wait before applying for citizenship?
5 years.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Welcome. Let's go to Horace in Weymouth, Massachusetts. Weymouth, Massachusetts. Weymouth. How are you, Horace?
I'm good.
What's going on?
Respect to you and your co-host. Big up.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I apply for change of status. My wife and I. She's an American citizen. The thing is, I'm doing some research, so I'm trying to understand the whole immigration thing. That's why I came up on your thing. Okay?
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, so what happened, I got the notice back from them, the 797C, something like that.
Yep.
But on the prior today, it was from like May 26th of this year. The thing is, it is from Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so after that, where it go after? Because I see, I was doing some research. I see there's 5.
It's going to go to Boston, Massachusetts for an adjustment interview for you.
No, not. I'm in. No, she asked me where I'm calling from. I'm in Massachusetts now, but my residence is in
Connecticut.
Oh, then it's going to go to Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay. So, as I said, there is no. As a what I don't understand.
All right, let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
The office in Hartford, Connecticut's tiny. They don't have room for millions and millions of files. They don't have storage.
Okay.
So the file sits in Missouri in a big storage facility. And
Okay.
when Hartford decides that they want to schedule you for an interview, they mail the file from Missouri to Hartford. That's basically it.
Yeah. So what does okay? The thing is, I was looking at five main centers. One in Texas, one in California, one in Maryland. So what are those about?
Those are different areas. They handle different things. That some of those are service centers. They handle different applications, and sometimes they handle certain applications for certain areas, depending on what the form is. They have what it's about is it's just those are big service centers. Think of it like, you know, if you
Amazon warehouse.
You know, no, you fly. You're at a warehouse, but if think of it like this. Okay, all the planes fly into JFK, and then from JFK they fly to the small airports.
Okay.
Got it?
All right. Got it.
All right.
And I think I saw something last week. They're gonna furlough some people from there too.
Well, no, the furloughs were pushed off.
Okay then.
So you're okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate your help.
Okay, my pleasure.
Okay. Hey, bye.
All right, let's go to Mario in Jefferson City, Missouri. Mario.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are
doing?
you?
I'm doing all right. Quick question. I took your advice last year, and I went ahead and filed the I-130. My wife is a U.S. resident, and my priority date was August 30, 2019. I'm still in school. I'm on an F1 visa. I'll be graduating next May. I would just like to know if you can shed some light on how much longer the process would be, and is there anything
Well,
else I
right
need to do?
now, if you're in legal status and
Yes,
you
sir,
have a
yeah.
pending I-130 and it was filed by your permanent resident wife, you can put in an adjustment application right now at the 2019 priority date. So your waiting is now over as of this moment. Tomorrow, you can file an adjustment application and go on your way to getting an interview for your green card.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so file the I-45 with a receipt notice for the I-130.
Thank you.
All right, good
Sounds
luck.
good. All right, thanks.
Let's go to Chris in Kingston, Jamaica. Chris.
Hey, Uncle Brad, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad, sir. So over a year ago, I got 5-year ban at Maryland International Airport.
Yeah, summary and admissibility. You had a bad document? What
Yeah.
happened?
So what happened was I've entered the United States multiple times, from there to China to Europe, and I've stayed like 4 months in my last visit. So when I got back to the border patrol officers were like searching my phones. They were accusing me that I have intention to work when I do have a job in Jamaica. So they denied my entry because they claimed that I was inquiring about jobs and stuff like that. So I got banned for 5 years. So I'm trying to figure out what's my best shot at returning before 5 years.
You would need well, if you want to come back as a visitor, you would need a visitor's visa with a waiver. So your visa's expired. You would need to go to the U.S. Embassy and apply for a new visa, get approved with a waiver.
Before it expires?
After your 5-year ban, yeah. Not before your 5-year ban, unless you're going to get married. The answer is no.
Oh, well, my girlfriend want to get married
Yeah.
because she's in the U.S. Army.
Right.
So she's a U.S. citizen. Is that so?
Yeah,
in that status,
so in that particular case, she would go to Jamaica. She would marry you, file for you, and then you would do what's called a 212 waiver after you get denied at the embassy. And you may need a 601 waiver because they're going to say you lied about what your intention was coming to the United States. So you're going to need 2 waivers.
Wow. So I got to do 2 waivers.
Mhm.
So it's going to take a long process.
2.5 years, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Start now.
All right. All right. Thank you, Uncle Brad.
All right. Okay. Let's go to Sam in Atlanta. Sam,
Hey, hi, Uncle Brad.
how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for the great job you're doing for
My
people.
pleasure. My pleasure. What's going on?
Okay, I just heard you told the previous caller that if you leave and re-enter on advanced parole, you're not going to be in a legal status. So my question is, if
You're
you have
in no. What they said, because basically Trump is trying to not allow Haitians and other people who have TPS to adjust their status through marriage. So what he did was he made a special rule that says if you travel on advance parole, even though you are inspected at the airport, even though they let you in and you are paroled in because it's called advance parole, you cannot adjust your status in America, despite the fact that the Immigration Nationality Act says if you're inspected or paroled, literally says inspected or paroled at the border, you can come in. But Donald Trump says no, parole means something different. So for Haitians and people who have TPS who did not file their adjustments by August 20th, the laws changed August 20th. So for those people who filed their adjustment prior to August 20th, this does not apply to them. This only applies to people who want to file an adjustment based on marriage, traveled on advanced parole and returned, and that advanced parole was through because they had TPS.
Oh, okay, I got it. So if you have a pending adjustment,
you're okay.
And you
you're
travel,
okay.
Oh, okay.
You're okay.
That's fine.
You're okay.
Okay, just a quick question for a friend.
Right.
He actually came on a K-1 visa and he did everything and filed the adjustment and everything and went in for an interview on August 29th of last year.
Right.
And being that he had the relationship and abuse it and he had a VAWA, so they put the adjustment on hold based on the marriage. So the officer said he couldn't make a decision until the VAWA is approved. So VAWA got approved this year of May 19. So how soon do you think he's going to expect an interview again?
Hopefully about another 8 or 9 months.
Oh, okay. So there's no way that based on the previous interview on his adjustment that he can do an InfoPass appointment to
Of course he can.
notify him.
Of course he can, but you're asking me if he does nothing about 8 or 9 months, they'll eventually he'll hear.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, go make an
right,
InfoPass appointment.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Let's go to Lenny in Seattle. Lenny.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
How are you doing? Good. Thank you for doing a great job.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, I just have 2 questions. I petitioned for my mom to Ethiopia.
Uh-huh.
It's almost been 2 years because she had interviewed for visitor visa and rejected twice. Then this is the 3rd time.
Did she get a visa appointment yet?
No, they reject twice.
They rejected her twice. So when she went in for an appointment for her green card, they turned her down?
Now it's in process and they asked my husband this domicile.
They're asking what? I'm sorry?
The domicile.
Uh-huh.
So should I just show only his pay stub? Is that maybe enough?
I'm not sure what they're asking, what you mean by what's your husband's domicile.
They just want to...
They want to know where his permanent residence is?
Yes.
It would be based on his tax returns, and you can show some bills addressed to him at his marital address.
Already I submit the I-864A because I'm not working right now.
You need, what they want to know is, does your husband live with you in your home? So what you do is you submit some bills and maybe his driver's license to say this is where he lives.
Okay.
All
Is
right?
that maybe enough?
I think that should be enough.
And also, I have one more question.
Yes.
So my sisters, they are 20 and 21 is going to be the second sister on this coming February. So, because of COVID, everything is stuck. So I'm just wondering, should I be able to just petition for them to just use the priority date before my mom is arriving?
Your sisters don't get to be included on your mom's case, unfortunately. So after your mom comes to America, she would have to turn around and file for them, and it's going to take years. I'm sorry about that.
So X to A category will be?
Even if they were 5 years old. when you're a U.S. citizen daughter filing for your mother or your father, your siblings, even though there's a question on the form, what's the name of your siblings, what's the name of your mother's children, even though there is that question, they're not included on the case. It's just unfair.
Okay, so can't I just be able to petition myself? I'm a citizen.
You can, but it's going to be about 15 years. It's faster to wait on your mom, and then your mom turns around and file for them.
So which is better? I mean, just to start from now by me or just wait then?
Wait on your mom. When your mom arrives, your mom files I-130 visa petitions for them.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Brad.
All right, best of luck.
appreciate
I'm sorry about that, but that's what it is.
That's okay. Thanks.
Okay. All right. In today's Braducation, I answer the question, how long after I get my green card could I become a U.S. citizen? After you get your green card, it depends on how you got your green card. It will depend on how long you have to wait to become a citizen. If you got your green card and you are in the U.S. military for 1 year, you can file for your citizenship after 1 year of being in the military. If you have a green card and you can prove that you're in a bona fide marriage with a U.S. citizen for 2 years, 9 months, and 3 days from the time you got your green card, you can apply for citizenship based on the 3-year wait of being in a bona fide marriage to a U.S. citizen. And if you are otherwise not in the military and you are not married to a U.S. citizen for 2 years, 9 months, and 3 days, after you got your green card, then you would wait 4 years, 9 months, and 3 days and base your citizenship on 5 years of having it. All right, by the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions answered, you can always follow me at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram. Drop me a DM. I'll try to answer your question as best as I can. You can also follow on at Brad Show Live on Instagram. If you follow at Brad Show Live on Instagram, you can get the best 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes of our entire show. If you don't want to watch 2 hours of Brad, Yo-Yo, and Vanessa. Also, if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook right now and you like our show, subscribe. It's so easy to do. Just hit that button, subscribe, and you will be notified every time we come on the air. Yonathan, Yo-Yo, Elias, what do you got to say?
Yes, you guys can. Whoa. Got a close-up on you. Boy, you guys can follow me at Yonathan Elias TV on all social media platforms.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
All right, so in today's Spar Bernstein Attorney Close-Up, immigration attorney Shannon Leguerman-Grack gives tips on what to do when filing for a green card. Let's watch.
When filing for a green card, I think that people who are interested in obtaining a green card should thoroughly vet their attorney. I think that they should go around and basically meet with attorneys, and they should feel very comfortable with who they hire. I think it's very, very important to trust your attorney. I think it's important to be able to ask them questions so you can feel that they're basically working hard for you. I think it's a very important thing, and so you'll see with a lot of our clients, I make sure that basically they feel that they are being well represented. It's very important to trust your attorney, and also a lot of times clients feel that it's okay to call immigration, the 1-800 number, and ask questions. Those individuals are not attorneys, and they also are not supposed to give you advice, but will sometimes do so, and it can be harmful to your case. So that's why it's very important to trust your attorney and to talk to an attorney when you're handling or when you have an immigration case.
All right, so we're going to do something we like to call social media check-in. What do we got, guys?
Okay, Margaret Taylor on Facebook asks, can I file for an employee?
Sometimes, depends on the situation, but yeah.
Barclay Prince on Facebook, if I applied for asylum in the United States with the help of a lawyer who is not from the U.S., will it hurt my case?
No, but I hope that lawyer who is not from the U.S. knows what he or she is doing.
Okay, Aria Knights on Facebook asks, is it wise to submit a medical with my adjustment of status application, or should I wait until I have a new interview date?
You can do it with the initial adjustment application, but it's not required. I suggest wait until the time of the interview, because if you do it and it expires, you're going to have to do it a second time.
Bassam Amda on Facebook, during my citizenship interview, do I have to explain if I have a traffic ticket for a speeding infraction costing more than $1,000
Yes.
that I have not been able to pay off yet?
Yes.
Okay, Alvarado Fernandez on Facebook asks, what are my options in regarding to becoming legal in the U.S. if I overstayed on my tourist visa?
Call 1-800-529-5465. That is, solve all of your immigration questions knowing nothing about you.
Back.
What is all my options for getting a green card? I don't even know where you're from.
Fitzgerald on YouTube, is it true that the public charge now applies nationwide, or are New York, Connecticut, and Vermont still exempt from it?
Nope, it's nationwide now.
Okay, Scott Grant on YouTube asks, can I file my I-751 online?
If they accept it online, I don't remember if they accept it online, but if not, then just print it out and then mail it in.
AJ on YouTube, does USCIS ask about credit or bankruptcy when filing the I-751?
No, but they do it under the new public charge provisions on that 944.
Okay, Corrine Powell on Facebook is asking, is 4 months before my work permit expires too soon to reapply for it?
No, perfect time.
And Yadi Yalid on Instagram, what form should I use to file my adjustment of status?
I-45.
Abdullah Razak on YouTube asks, as a green card holder, can I file for my parents and siblings to live permanently in the U.S.?
No, you can't. You got to be a citizen.
Moya Douglas on Facebook, if I am in the IR1 category and my I-130 is out of processing time, what can I do?
Call up the service center and find out what's going on. If you don't get a satisfactory result, then come to a lawyer, and the lawyer may want to threaten a mandamus.
Okay, at Ali786 Shah on IG is asking, when will I be able to get my green card if I still have yet to get an interview and I've now dated out of my time frame?
How would I know when he's going to get his interview and he's out of his time frame? I know the law. So if you ask me a legal question, I can tell you. If you're asking me, Brad, what does the future hold for me? When will this happen? I don't know when it's going to happen. I have no idea when immigration's going to mail you a notice for an interview.
I feel like if anybody has a question like that, it's pretty much out of desperation, which means that you probably should just call and get a consultation, or else he's going to bring this out.
Or I'm going to pull out the magic 8-ball on next question like that.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, the next one comes from Gentlemen on YouTube. If it has been 10 months since I filed my I-130 and my case is now processing, is the Texas Service Center or Vermont Service Center better, faster?
I don't think it makes much of a difference. They're all slow.
Okay, Zach Latif Rahman on Facebook asks, if a wife is going to apply for citizenship for her husband who is currently undocumented, will his status affect her own application and citizenship interview?
No. Tell the truth. It's perfectly okay to be married to someone who's undocumented. File for your citizenship. Tell the truth about your undocumented spouse and still become a citizen. There's no law anywhere that says you fell in love with somebody who's not documented, you can't become a citizen. That law doesn't exist.
Okay, the next one comes from Yayi_Seka on Instagram. If I want to file for my husband, but we don't have a marriage certificate, how can I prove our marriage is a bona fide marriage, bring him to the U.S.?
You can't even prove it's a legal marriage. So if you don't have a marriage certificate, how do you prove you're legally married? You need to have a marriage certificate. So if you got married legally, some government somewhere has to have a certificate. Got to apply for it and get it.
Okay, Charmaine Stevenson on Facebook asks, what's the cost of naturalization for a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old if they both already have U.S. passports?
What is the what of the what?
What's the cost of naturalization for a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old if they both already have U.S. passports?
Why do they need to naturalize if they have U.S. passports? Probably a certificate of citizenship. It's my guess. And you're asking me for a filing fee. By the way, the filing fees are going up. But what you want to do is an N600, not a naturalization. And the filing fee is $1,170. But guess what? That's going to go up even more than what that is right now.
All right.
Garnett Collins on Facebook, is the U.S. Embassy in Jamaica scheduling interviews for immigrant visas yet?
They should be, yes.
Okay, Jenny Mark on YouTube asks, if someone has a conditional yearly renewal permit, reapplied and got rejected, will that person get deported?
Depends why they were renewing their. It depends why they were renewing their work permit, and now why the work permit's rejected or denied, which means that whatever that underlying application that you were getting that work permit for was denied, which means most likely you're now out of status, which means possible you could be in trouble. It's possible. I don't know enough about your case.
Sambra Grants DeCall on Facebook, how can I apply for a U.S. green card?
One 800-529-5465.
5465.
Ahmed Forsta on YouTube asks, how long does it take to hear from the USCIS after submitting the RFE response?
It's supposed to be 4 months or less, but who knows these days.
Okay, A King's Mind Reacts on YouTube. I was found inadmissible for 5 years, and it's been over a year now. Is it
I think that was Chris. We spoke with Chris. That was Chris who called from Kingston.
Okay, so the next one comes from Carmel Love God. On YouTube, can a child's adult citizen sponsor their deported parents to come back to the USA?
Yes, but it depends on why they were deported, whether or not they will be able to come back. If they were just deported because they overstayed their time here, and it's more than 10 years, they can come back and just need a 212 waiver. If they were deported for some misrepresentation or a criminal issue, then they can't get a waiver through you. So the answer is no. So it depends on the reason why they were deported.
Okay, Nikki Tria on Facebook asks, my husband applied for my I-485 in May of 2018. We separated before the interview date, December 2018, because of his violent ways. So I applied for VAWA in November 2018. In August 2020, I got my EAD, but no approval letter. So is this normal?
Yes,
and also,
it's taken
when I get
way long. It's taking 2+ years. So very normal.
Okay, and when I get the approval letter estimating, how long after I write USCIS to reopen my I-485 would I get an interview date?
You got to wait for the I-360 to get approved first, and then write them, and it'll be about 9 months.
Awesome.
Islamic Master King on YouTube. If I was given a 10-year bar, is there any way I can ever re-enter the U.S.?
Depends why you were given the bar.
Okay, Arshpreet Tour on YouTube asks, if I'm residing in India and my father, who is a U.S. citizen, sponsored me in 2009 and the case was approved in 2010, but my father passed away in 2012, what do I do?
You can have a family member step in. So if you have another close family member and you can show humanitarian reasons, that family member can step in and complete the case.
Basma Temim on YouTube. I am American and I want to adopt my nephew. He is in Iraq. His father has passed away. His mother got married and he is now 13 years old. How should I do that?
Sounds like he's an orphan. You got to make sure that the mother gets stripped of her parental rights in Iraq because the mother's still alive. And that's not the mother consents to an adoption. That is some civil authority in Iraq strips the mother of her parental rights because she's a bad mother. And then there's no father. Or maybe she's a good mother but just can't care for this child because She doesn't have any money. And now that there's no mother and no father, then you can start the process of doing a pre-adoption in the state where you live, which is go to the court where you live and ask a judge to say, hey, if I bring this child from Iraq to the United States, will you approve an adoption? And the judge will say, hopefully yes, and give you what's called an approved pre-adoption. And then you have to file the I-600 for an orphan petition for the child to come to the United States, do an adoption here in America. That's how it would happen. All before he's 16. All before he's 16.
Okay. Sylvester Garvin on YouTube asked, if I filed a family-based petition in 2018 and got interviewed and I'm yet to get my green card, what could be taking so long?
Well, security checks. There's a question on whether you're eligible for a green card. Nobody's bothering looking at your case. Bureaucracy. But I know how to solve it. File a mandamus.
Sabrina Woodard on YouTube. If my children were minors when I applied for their I-360s, but one is 19 now, the other one is 18, do I file 3 different I-485 applications for each of us?
Yes.
Okay, last one for now. Linda Hanna on Facebook asked, my asylum was approved in 2015 and I applied for my green card in 2017, but was approved in 2018. It was backdated in 2017. So can I apply for my citizenship yet? I feel like they should backdate it to 2016 instead of 2017.
It's whenever your adjustment was approved. That's when you're a lawful resident, and then you got to wait 5 years. And with that, I recently spoke with fashion model Nyakim Gatwech, known as the Queen of the Dark, because of her deeply pigmented skin. And Nyakim is of South Sudanese descent and joined me to discuss her journey to America and her path to becoming an iconic fashion model and an advocate for diversity in the industry. Let's watch. And Nyakim Gatwech is a model of South Sudanese descent who is known to her hundreds of thousands of fans as the Queen of Dark. With her deeply pigmented skin and her strong sense of self, and Nyakim has turned adversity she has faced in her life into a powerful global message. Breaking down conventional stereotypes of beauty. Welcome, Nyakim Gatwech, to Brad Show Live. Your background is South Sudanese, you're African. Yeah. When did your family immigrate to the United States of America?
In 2007, I was 15. That's when we migrated to America from Kenya.
How did you make it from Sudan to Kenya?
So my family left South Sudan in 1993, right before I was born. My mom fled South Sudan. There was a war, so my mom fled South Sudan and went to Ethiopia in 1993. And then I was born in Gambela in Ethiopia. And then from Gambela, when I was 6 months, we went to a refugee camp called Dima, which is also was in Ethiopia. And that's where most of my childhood, I grew up there.
Can you describe to me what it was like being in a refugee camp?
I came to America and I'm just like, you have a girl, like you take a lot for granted. And without even knowing, because like you never know the struggle of going to bed, not having food to eat. You never know the struggle of sleeping next to my mom and holding me and not knowing that I might be, the rubber might come in and just hurt us, And then just like every night when we sleep in our tent and my mom holding, because she was a single mom with her 5 children, holding all her children in her arm, hoping that nothing bad happened every single day. And, waking up in the morning and just hoping that today is not going to be her tent. I'm going to be burned down with her and her kids in it. Having that thought as a mother, that was something my mom had to go through over and over again. And it's like, I knew how hard it is on my mom, not having my father there, not having anyone there. And just every night her going to sleep with fear of, thinking that she might lose her children. She might not, her children might die out of hunger or whatever the case was.
You had 5 siblings. You were one of 5.
There were 6 of us to begin with.
No father.
No father. And she lost 2 of her children in the process of, leaving South Sudan and walking months. She was 8 months pregnant. Right? She's about to pop. She was 8 months pregnant and walked months from South Sudan to Ethiopia. And then on the way there, she lost one of my siblings, which I didn't know. I've never met her. And then in refugee camp in Dima, we lost my brother. He had kidney issue, like he had kidney sickness, and we lost him. And then there's 4 of us left.
And what did you do while you were in? Did they give you school?
There's different schools. The school where if you're a refugee with money, your kid go there. If you're a refugee with no money, your kid go to the public school, right? And that's where I went.
Where do you get money?
You know how we use wood to cook, right?
Right.
So some people that don't want to go to the forest and cut the wood. So my mom would go and cut the wood and then sell the wood to the people that have money. And that's how she was able to make some type of money for, for us.
So you immigrated about 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How was your mom smart enough to figure out, of all the refugees, to get her and her children
Kill them out of there
from a refugee camp, chopping wood and selling it just to, put some food on the table to get this whole family here? What'd she do?
So the UN were there, and then they have this thing, I think you call it the lottery, right? They put your name and then you get picked. And then if you get picked on the one out of blue moon, if your family get picked, then you come to America. 2001, my sister got picked, my older sister, the one that lived in Buffalo, New York. At the time, she was 15 and she was engaged, right? And then she got told she and one other person could come to America. And my mom was like, okay, so you and your husband need to go to America and then start the process of bringing us. So then she came to America in 2001 and she started the process, something called Mother Farm, to bring us to America. And they had a host family in Buffalo, New York, who was able to help them with the process. And then 3 years later, she's like, the process is going to take way longer in Ethiopia, so you guys need to go to Kenya. So then we jumped on a bus and then we went to Kenya, a refugee camp called Kakuma in Kenya in 2003. And then the process just kept dragging on until 2007. 2007, they was like, okay, you guys got approved.
You came as refugees as well?
Yes.
And where did you come to live? In Buffalo with your sister?
Buffalo.
When you came here, did you have a concept of the racism that you were going to encounter here in the United States?
When I think about racism and colorism, was something as a kid that I didn't experience back home, right? The only thing I was worried about, or my mom was worried about, was our safety, right? Clean water to drink, food to eat. It wasn't like, oh, I feel like I'm out of place, because the thing is that I grew up around so many different people, right? And the United Nations, majority of them that came to the refugee camp were white, right? And then I grew up in Ethiopia where I seen people from Ethiopian country, they lighter than me. And even though in Kenya, so I knew that there was different type of people around the world. And the way my mom raised me is like, you're not the only kind. There's so many different kind of people. So I knew that. So coming to America as a child at age 15 and just being hit with colorism and racism, and I was just like, I did not expect that. How would I put this? Like, just kind of experiencing a different kind of struggle that I wasn't prepared for.
Were you excited to come to America? You say, oh my God, my struggle is over?
It's over. I'm about to come here and be a big time supermodel, buy a mansion, live the American dream. The way America was praised back home is like it's heaven. Because, they say you fly and then, I've never been on a flight before. So they say you fly and you get on the flight and you fly and you go to heaven. That's what America is, at least.
What was the reality of coming here as a refugee versus your thoughts of going to heaven from the refugee camp?
I didn't know English at all, right? Mind you, like my education, I didn't know English because it's like I barely, I was 15 and they put me to 7th grade, At 15, I should have been because my education level was not where it should be, right? And then it's like, so they put me to 7th grade at 15 and, I'm a very friendly person, right? So I'm outgoing. I'm always a happy child. I'm trying to make new friends and and in Buffalo, New York, there's not many Sudanese people. There's not people that look like me, but me having that mindset that, you're Black, African American, you look like you could be Ethiopian, you're white, and I'm like, oh, this is my first time seeing an Asian person. Okay, where you from? Like, I'm that type of person that want to know, where you're from. And then the kids weren't like that. Kid weren't like that. I just got, kids started bullying me.
What was the bullying you experienced?
So just kid making fun of me at school, being too dark or so many Black jokes, right? From Black kids, from white kid. And I'm just like, so I was so confused because I'm like, how can you make fun of me when you're a Black person? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what makes you so different from me? So I would come home and cry to my mom. My mom just being the wonderful mother she is. She would always just give me that word of affirmation, just reminding me that you're beautiful. Don't listen to what they say. And then for so long, of course, you're going to say that you're my mother.
Did you think you were ugly? Did they make you think you were ugly?
It damaged me so much that I considered about bleaching my skin color. I was so depressed
for
a long period of time.
Skin color?
I consider that. because I wanted to just fit in. I just wanted to just fit in. I just wanted to be like, okay, you know what? I want boys to find me attractive. I want to just, because, you know, there's these little kids, 15 years old, walking the hallway, holding boys' hand. And I would come in the cafeteria, I would sit at the table and a bunch of kids would just get up and leave. It got that bad. I'm like, I have some type of disease or something. So one day my niece was like, Auntie, why are you so dark? So I took her to a park. She's like, you can't come with me. My friend would run away from me. It's not even about her. It's the fact that she was born in America, right? And just having this American beauty standard of what beauty is supposed to look like, right? She was what, like 6?
How close did you actually say I considered it? How close did you come?
I bought the products. I bought the products.
You bought the products. Who stopped you, or why did you stop yourself?
My sister, my beloved sister. That's who stopped me, because she herself, she bleached her skin color. So I bought the product, and she already had some product. She sit there and have a long talk with me, and telling me that even if I bleach my skin color, you know, I would look different from the outside, but I know how I feel from the inside. Because she said she regretted it. She's like, I wish I could go back to the way my skin was.
When did you start to feel comfortable and confident as a dark-skinned woman that I'm beautiful?
So I stayed in Buffalo, New York for 2 years, and then we moved to Minnesota in high school. You know, I moved to Minnesota, and a large population of Africans in Minnesota, right? Somalian, Sudanese. And I just felt like I was home. Like I was just around people that knew, oh, you're Sudanese, hey, what's up? You know, didn't look at me any differently. I had a friend group, right? These people truly want to be my friend to, you know, not to make fun of me, not to try to clown me or throw some black jokes. They just want to be my friends. In 10th grade, 11th grade, I decided that to build a community around me that appreciate Nyakim for who she is. And then that's when my healing began. That's when my confidence started. Little by little, every morning I wake up and look at myself in the mirror and just remind myself how beautiful you are, how blessed you are. Like, you came from a refugee camp, from nothing. So how you can let the opinion of these little kids or anybody? I started working on my self-confidence, self-love. Because when I was back in refugee camp, I was a happy child.
You were a happy child.
I have nothing.
Amazing.
I was a happy.
Amazing. You're in the refugee camp. You're a happy kid.
And we barely have nothing. We probably wouldn't have food to eat before I go to sleep. But I was just so happy. And I came to America, land of opportunity, the land of freedom. And I was just like, not happy.
Was there a time when you said, I want to go back to the refugee camp? I'd rather be in the tent?
I told Mom I want to go back to D. I told my mom, like, can we go back? Mom was like, what?
How'd you get the concept, even back in the refugee camp, that you wanted to be a model?
I don't know. Like, this is what happened. My mom would tell me some story, right? As kid, right? We use clay to build toys, right? So she said, the way I would build my toy, the toy that I play with, my toy would have on some heels, a little cute purse. Like, I just always have love for fashion. And deep down, I just knew that I'm meant to be in fashion one way or the other.
It's amazing. It was like in you.
Yeah, it was just a passion of mine that I have inside of me, with that feeling that I can accomplish that.
When you came to America, you said to your mom, I want to be a model. Did that start in Buffalo? Did that start in Minnesota?
Oh, I came to America and I told Mom I want to be a model, but it didn't start it because I just didn't feel beautiful. And I'm like, models are supposed to be beautiful. I would watch an American Next Top Model and I barely see anybody that looked like me. And I was like, maybe people that look like me are not meant to be models. And I was like, I didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel worthy. And I'm just like, yeah, that's not for me. I'm gonna go to school and be a teacher. Until high school, 10th grade, 11th grade, started working on my self-confidence and just started reminding myself, this is something you were so passionate about before you came to America. Why you let the opinion of others stop you? And then from that point on, I did my first show, which was in St. Cloud State. You know, they have these event called African Nights. They would have people, designer, you know, that go to school to be a designer, walk. And then one of the my tutor asked me, he's like, yo, I need you to wear some of my clothes. And I was like, wait, what? Me? Why? She's like, because you're beautiful. Like, so then I was so nervous, but I loved it. So then I graduated high school and I'm gonna go to New York and model, you know? And I couldn't afford living in New York City, right? But my sister's still in Buffalo. So I want to stay with my sister in Buffalo, New York. Then I would take a train or the bus to go to New York City. And then for a year, 2 years, nothing. No agency want to sign me.
What were they saying to you?
We have somebody that look like you already. You're not tall enough. Your body is not really shaped the way a model body is supposed to shape. Can you tone down? Mind you, I was 99 pounds.
Did you ever want to give up?
Yeah, first it was like these kids bullying me and not being comfortable in my skin color. And then now I feel like I got a little bit of confidence and I try to pursue my dream. Now is this industry turning me down. You know what? I don't think I'm meant for this. Let me go back home and go be a teacher again. So I came back to Minnesota and decided to go to school and get my education, degree. So I went to school and I was teaching at an elementary school. Literally, my life was all, I'm like, I'm good. This is what I need to do. Right. After a year, I was like, okay, you know what? Modeling is your passion. So I'm like, don't completely give up. Do it as a hobby, because I love taking pictures. You know, I love being in front of the camera. I feel like I have a message that I want to say. And for me to say that message is through pictures. And I feel like I could relate, you know, so then I just started doing modeling on the side as for fun. Right. I wasn't getting paid for it. I don't think it was going to be anything, a career or anything like that. So I just started doing it for fun. I would take pictures with local photographer. I'm like, and then we would do a photo shoot, and then I'll put it up on my Instagram and write a caption about my experience, me, you know, not being comfortable with myself, and just telling the world that I'm here and I'm okay with the way I look. I don't care if you accept it or not. So it was just a motivational caption that I would put up for myself, just to remind myself how far I've come.
So how'd you take off?
My photo went viral.
Just on Instagram?
On Instagram.
Which photo is this?
One of this picture, we did a concept called Different Melanin, which we had about 30 girls, were all Black women that came from different shades. They were really light skin and really dark skin, who happened to be me. The light skinned girl, you know, she's very pale, but she's Black. So we're sitting next to each other, and somebody snapped a picture of us. And then that picture, like the way our skin color contrasts, and that picture just went banana. I went to sleep with 2,000 followers, and I woke up with 30K.
28 overnight.
Overnight, 30,000 followers overnight. I was like, what is happening, you know?
What do you think that says about society?
There's a lot of people in this world that accept me and okay with the way I look.
So what brands now have you been modeling for?
And I've worked with L'Oreal, amazing, you know, company. I worked with Fenty. I worked with Annabelle. I worked with...
So now your dream from the refugee camp came true.
Came true.
Amazing.
Came true. Although, you know, the discrimination against, you know, Black girl model in the model industry is still there.
I can imagine.
Now it's like I'm delivering a message out there through my platform that I didn't know I have. Now I have a voice. I'm using my voice to just remind little girl that went through what I went through, little Nyakims out there, that you can do this. You come from a refugee camp to America, go through being bullied, go through depression, and make it here, you know?
Now, your modeling nickname, I understand, is now the Queen of the Dark. I assume you're proud of it and feel great about it.
Amazing about it.
Coming from not less than 10 years ago, you wanted to bleach your skin.
Yeah.
And what is your involvement in the George Floyd protests and the Black Lives Matter protests in Minnesota? Were you involved in that?
So I went to a couple protesting, and then I also did a couple interviews just to talk about how I felt about the situation and how injustice it was. And then being a creative, of being a model, I was like, I need to do more.
Tell me about this 8 minutes and 40 seconds project. What is that?
So me and one of the photographers came up with a concept where I did a photo shoot, you know, contributing to George Floyd, and, you know, just holding this picture, and I posted on my Instagram and just wrote a message of how I felt. And I was wearing a red dress, which represent blood.
Are you a U.S. citizen now?
Not yet.
Oh. But you're a lawful resident?
I am a permanent resident.
Wait, where can people follow you and your work?
So I'm on Instagram, Queen Nyakim Official. I'm on Facebook, which is Nyakim Gatwech. I'm on Twitter, which is Queen Nyakim Kim. So even if you just Google my name.
What's coming up? Any amazing projects we should be looking out for?
When I was back home, I was 15. I was in a refugee camp, and I had my period, right? I was at that time of the month back home, and didn't have
female.
Exactly. And every time I had my period, I was so my pain, you know? So I feel like I want to have a nonprofit organization where I could go back home and have these products and give it to these girls, like, hey, this is what you need when you know. So that's one of the way that I want to give up.
Have you started this organization? That's an amazing
I'm working on it. I'm talking to a couple of people about it. You know, I'm like, I'm like, it's so hard to start a nonprofit. I'm just like, what way do I go about it? How do I give back?
That is something that people would sign up for and people would donate for.
Yeah.
What's your American dream?
So my American dream was I wanted to come to America, became a supermodel, make a ton of money, and buy my mom a mansion, buy my mom a Lamborghini. Actually, being in America, my American dream changed. It's not all about the money, the fancy car and stuff like that. My American dream became where I just wanted to give back to people, you know, give back to where I come from, you know, not only take care of my family, but giving back to where I come from.
Thank you for coming on, and Nyakim Gatwech.
Thank you for having me.
You are the American dream, coming from nothing, and look at you now, right? Anyways, well, best of luck on your career. You don't need it from me. You're already there, and congratulations on all your great success and future success.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for coming on.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Hello, everybody. So that was a pretty cool interview. Yo, Vanessa.
She's great.
Absolutely. That's my friend.
That's your friend?
That is my friend.
Did you know that she was being interviewed?
I knew that she was supposed to be interviewed like months ago.
Right.
But, it never happened. But yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Amazing.
What do you mean that's your friend? What does
that
mean?
We connected. We connected when I found out that she was born in Ethiopia and raised in Ethiopia. So like I was telling her when I went last year, and she went right after. So she's an amazing spirit. She's an awesome girl.
Yeah. I really liked the interview. It was a really fun interview, by the way. Even though it only lasted like 17 minutes, we talked for like over an hour.
Wow. Yeah. She has stories. She definitely has stories.
She definitely does. All right, let's do whatever it's called. Nine questions. Speed round. I've lost my train of thought. Speed round. 9 questions in 50 seconds. Let's do whatever you call it. Every time we call it speed round, we go slow. Let's call it slow round. Maybe we'll go fast. What do you think?
Why? We've been making it the past week.
That is true.
Yeah. We made
that is very true. All right, let's do it.
Okay. What are biometrics?
Okay.
That's a fingerprint appointment to check your background.
What is the DS-260 form?
That is your biographic data that you submit to the State Department before you go for a visa appointment.
What's the DV lottery?
That's the diversity visa lottery. They pick out of a hat or a bin, and 50,000 green cards for people who do not come from high immigration countries.
What is the Child Status Protection Act?
It allows children to stay under 21 years of age, even though they aged out in certain circumstances.
Can I apply for citizenship without first having a green card?
No.
What visa do I need to come to the U.S. for graduate school?
F1.
Has Trump lifted travel ban?
No.
What is a combo card?
EAD and work permit. EAD and work permit's the same thing. EAD and travel document. I was slow on 2 of them.
Yeah, can I travel international with a combo card?
Yes.
That would have been the last one.
That would have been
I was a little slow on one of them.
No, Biggie, we're warming up.
Yeah, I was trying to give too much information.
I was like,
why would I give all that information during a speed round?
I was wondering.
Speed round is not about information. It's about speed.
Speedy response, Brad.
And by the way, we have the picture with you and Nyakim.
Oh.
Where was that?
Told you that was his friend.
Where was that? So now, by the way, it doesn't happen unless you don't have a picture. I didn't believe you were friends, but now I do.
Oh, you didn't believe that we were friends?
No, of course I believed you. I was kidding around.
Yeah, that was at a gala, it was like an African ball, but it was really dope.
Yeah.
Everybody just came out and supported and raised money and just looked phenomenal. So.
All right, cool. Yeah. That's very cool. Yo-Yo, hanging out with the rich and famous and beautiful people, as always.
Always.
You know. Another day in the life.
You know. Comments of the day. All right, what do we got?
All right, our first comes from Carol Anderson, the Tiger, saying, I needed everything to be fixed so that I can hear my favorite show to watch.
And guess what? It was fixed. Julian, all weekend long, rewiring the studio. Thumbs up to Julian, the TriCaster guy.
Go on, Julian. All righty, our next comment of the day Elizabeth Francis, and she says, Uncle Brad is the only immigration lawyer that gives free consultations, so I think everyone should help to spread the great work that he's doing for each and everyone.
And I agree, and if somebody from our social media team puts in, the best way to do it is we're going to put in our comment section right now a link to like and follow us. All you got to do is hit that link. Hopefully our social media team will do it. And then you can send it to all your friends and family.
Yes. All right. We have one from Don Harriet. And Don Harriet says, best immigration lawyer ever, Brad Bernstein.
She's a smart lady, that Dawn Harriet. I've always said that.
Yes.
And our next one comes from another loyal Brad squatter, Marge Higgs. Do not do it by yourself. Hire Brad Bernstein. Agreed.
Marge Higgs also. Very brilliant woman. Very, very brilliant.
And we have one last one. This is a double. We have another one from Carol Anderson, the Tiger, talking about my friend Naya, saying, wow, such a great story. She is a brave woman.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you all for watching. If the wires do not come loose, we'll be back tomorrow around 6 o'clock. We've been saying our show starting at 5:30, but probably 6 o'clock. We'll see you then.
So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it.
The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm, located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.